Hello, Internet. Uncle Frank, Team Beer Guts. It has been much, much too long since we have done a beer review together. So, it's time to do a beer review. Thanks for checking out the channel. If you haven't already, do all those things you already know about. Like, subscribe, and share. Those of you who have been part of the channel family, you have seen that there's been some links to my personal YouTube, and that's divergent to other things where we'll talk about all kinds of stuff. But here at Team Beer Guts, we talk beer and we talk bikes. So let's talk about those things. I've been thinking about what beer to do next, and based on something I saw come across my Facebook feed talking about classic beers and classic glasses and things like that, and also something that I had been watching, talking about cask ales, made me start to think, let's talk classic. Let's talk classic glass style and a classic beer like Guinness. So Guinness, normally we're jumping around doing this new beer and this new style and things like that. But why not? Let's get back to the classics. Here in the Northeast, the weather's starting to get a little cooler, temperatures. A lot of people start to think, oh, I want some darker beers. And I don't mind that. The cooler weather kind of goes with some of those flavors. Because they're heartier flavors. It doesn't mean it's a bigger, heartier beer. Speaking Guinness specifically, calories are actually pretty low on this, as is the alcohol content. It's less than 5%. So everybody's always thinking the big beer, Guinness, oh, it's so thick, it's heavy, it's this. It's not. It really isn't. This is why you can go through this beer and just session it all day long while you're sitting at the pub, as they would say. 4.7%, I believe, is the ABV per serving on this. And the calories are pretty low. This is why I always tell people, don't be afraid of the dark. And I'll make a very quick comparison, and then we're going to get into the beer. If you take Coca-Cola and you take Mountain Dew, we know which one's darker, but which one's stronger? Mountain Dew is actually stronger. It has more calories, it has more sugar, it has more caffeine, it's lighter in color. So the color has nothing to do with the strength of the beer. What's going to do the color of the beer is how it's made. And that's going to be the roasted malts. Back in the day, it was the black patent malts. The beer style actually evolved from London, the British beers, and then the Irish beers started to come out of this as they changed how they were making it. Now, that is your traditional, good old-fashioned Guinness pour. The nitro pour, as you would see in other places. And you're getting this with the can, the draft can with the widget that's in it. And it's going to give you this cascading effect, the very soft mouth feel that's going to come through this beer, giving it some creaminess. That's going to offset the bitter. And your bitter, people would used to think bitter. IPA, hops. And now we know that IPAs don't have to be bitter. But you're looking for that soft, round mouthfeel. Any type of bitterness is actually going to come from the darker malts. Black patent, chocolate, roasted. This one's mostly roasted malt. Black patent isn't used very much. And other places will use chocolate. You could use a roasted rye, anything like that. Guinness is known for this, though. So that is your beautiful Guinness color. Super dark. You know about the history. You know about everything else. How's it taste? It gets stuck on my Movember mustache. Make sure you look up Movember as well. It's got a balanced bitterness. The bitterness is not pronounced. It kind of hangs out on the back. Man, and dry on the finish. So this is really, really nice. I'm definitely enjoying this beer.